Howdy ho everybody, it's Phantom, and I'm going to be doing another reaction video, and with this one being and the video I'm reacting to is a video from Dark 5, and the Dark 5 video I'm reacting to is 5 unsolved mysteries with endings you never expected. And I am going to cut out the last 1 or 2 parts of the story, so if you want to watch the original video in its entirety, you have to click on a link that will take you to this particular video on Dark 5's channel. So without further ado, let's get down to the reaction video, shall we? Okay, here we go. Donna Gray Bell. Don't know if I pronounced that right. Every 90 minutes for a total of 2,688 times over nearly 6 months in 1995, Donna Gable's phone rang in her home. Mysteriously, when she answered, Gabriel heard a rush of air, then a dial tone, and nobody was ever on the line. The call still drove Gabriel insane, as she thought, "Talk dirty to me, do something. The silence is driving me crazy." Yeah, I bet that would drive anybody crazy. The police eventually were able to trace the unexplained calls to the home of Theodore and Elizabeth James in Washington, D.C. Yet, after both denying making the calls, it was discovered that the prank caller was the oil tank in their basement. Ooh. 8 years prior, the oil tank had been equipped with a device that dialed the oil company when the fuel level was low. But the company had since dissolved the service and given up the phone number, which was assigned to an unexpected grey bell. Oh, snap. That will explain why she's been getting those goddamn freaking phone calls. No wonder that'd be a real pain. And that would also explain why I was driving her insane. According to a spokesperson, something resurrected this machine from its deep sleep, and it woke up and started dialing. Then why wasn't the damn thing taken out of the oil tank to begin with? Surely if the company was going to shut down something, then they would take the whole dial thing out of the goddamn oil tank, because that's what I would have done in this situation. Got my mouse in my hand. Yeah, that looked wrong how I done it. Okay, Petra Francisco. I do apologize if I mispronounce if you're watching this video. If Petra's watching this video, I do apologise for mispronouncing your last name. I do have trouble pronouncing names sometimes, I will admit. In 1984, Petra Francisca, a 24-year-old student from the German city of Braunschweig, got on bus to visit her parents. before completely disappearing without a trace, prompting a massive manhunt that turned into a murder investigation. Several months later, a teen known only as Gunter K was accused of attacking a 14-year-old in a park near Petra's bus stop. And confessed to also killing Petra, leaving her friends and family to believe she was dead, though her body was never found. Well, sadly, even though the body wasn't found, because the person confessed to murdered Petra, that confession pretty much sealed the deal for him or her, and like without a body to like corroborate like his story, that pretty much the police can only take this person's word for it. So therefore, the police would have to charge him with like the murder of Petra, unless Petra were to like suddenly pop up, right? Unless she were to suddenly return and reveal that she was kidnapped by somebody else, then and only then would that murder charge be dropped. That's the only way I can think of. But 31 years later, in 2015, while investigating a burglary report by a woman at a Düsseldorf apartment, police discovered the flat's occupant was living under a false name, and she confessed to being the missing girl from Braunschweig. Petra had orchestrated her disappearance with an elaborate plan, having secretly saved thousands for her new life. Where she successfully lived in anonymity for more than 30 years without a social security card, bank account, or passport. Petra refused to explain why she chose to disappear, stating she wanted no contact with the public or with her family. Robert Hunton. In 1972, 21-year-old Robert Hunton mysteriously disappeared in Illinois, and for decades his family had believed he was yet another victim of infamous serial killer John Wayne Gacy, whose spree of violence spanned from 1972 to 1978. Just so you don't know, John Wayne Gacy is the original killer clown, basically, because this douchebag pretty much killed 33 people, and all of them were young, all of them male. Most of them were buried at his place, while some were disposed of elsewhere. And he pretty much got the death sentence, and and was executed back in 2000 or back in 1994. As a contractor who frequently hitchhiked across the country, Hunton fit the profile of those targeted by Gracie. Yeah, that ain't good. Who had accumulated 29 victims before he was caught, with many missing young men beneath his floorboards. Okay, so it's 29 people. With no leads and no body, police did not devote many resources to finding Hunton, as Cook County Sheriff John Darr explained. Back in those days, missing people, well, people thought, okay, he walked away, he'll be back. Yeah, that makes sense. I would admit that does make sense in a way, because back then, like, the mindset people had back then would have been a lot more different to like how everybody's mindset is now these days in the present time. Because like, if someone had opted and disappeared in the present day, you would think, oh, what do you think happened to this person? Like, why do you think this person went missing for? But back then, people thought, hey, maybe the reason why this guy went away was because maybe he wants to disappear and start a new life somewhere, or something like that, and that this person might someday return. Robert's sister, Enif, however, firmly believed he was a Gracie victim and viewed 500 identified bodies over the years, eventually tipping off police in 2011 with a potential match that came to be known as lead number 68. Investigators found the lead compelling and were astonished when a records search turned up Robert Hunton alive and well. He did not give any reason for disappearing, but has been crossed off the list of 7 other still unidentified Gracie victims. I cannot pronounce this name. I cannot pronounce this person's name, and I don't want to try because there's a good chance I probably might mess up. So-and-so person was a Russian soldier who was last seen in 1980 when he was wounded and presumed dead. Now I'm going to refer to this person as so-and-so person, because I cannot pronounce his name, and I do apologize for that. Lost in a battle near Herat, Afghanistan during the decades-long Soviet invasion of the country. The Committee for International Soldiers, a Russian program to find soldiers missing from the war, spent years searching for him. Discovering so-and-so person alive more than 3 decades later and living in her under the name Sheikh Abdullah. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. After being wounded, so-and-so person was rescued by a local resident and healed with herbs, learning medical skills from his healer. He married an Afghan woman who later died, and he spent his life working as a nomadic traditional healer in the community. So-and-so person suffered a nervous tic from a head injury but still understood Russian and recalled the names of his family members. Interestingly, when shown photos of other missing Soviet soldiers, he told officials they were still alive in Afghanistan. Thus far, the committee has successfully tracked down 29 of the 264 soldiers missing from the war. Damn. Okay, so yeah, that's 4 of the 5 unsolved mysteries with endings you never expected from Dark Files. And if you want to watch this original video that Dark Files had done, and watch this particular video in its entirety and find out what the last one is, the link to this particular video that Dark Files had done should be in the description box down below. And yeah, those were definitely endings you would never expect. Because normally with disappearances like that, you wouldn't expect to know what those mysteries would be until like a number of years later. And hopefully, I need to learn how to speak properly. Have you ever had one of those moments where you have trouble like pronouncing some words that you try to say? Because that's definitely happened to me a lot of times. But anyway, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as I mentioned, the link to this video, 5 unsolved mysteries with endings you would never expect, will be in the description box down below, so you get to watch this video that Dark Files have done, and go check out the other videos that they've done. They're really good, and until next time, goodbye for now.